Throughout my time collecting, I've been able to put together a pretty great roster of minifigures from Into the Spider-Verse. Of course, some official minifigures, being the three in the middle there, great additions by Lego. Outside two being customs, again, great options. You can see I'm missing one character from the lineup though, and I just picked up a custom of that by Mr. J Bricks, being their version of Peni Parker from Into the Spider-Verse. So I'm very excited to check this out. So let's check out the content, which is in the standard plastic case. Inside of it, everything is in plastic bags as well for protection. A little bit of friction there with some of those bags getting them out. You get the pretty standard collector card for each of these sort of custom companies. This one is going to be number 40 out of the total quantity. You get the spider bot on the front there with, of course, Penny in the image as well, and on the back, the digital drawing render of the minifigure, all the accessories included, as well as a Tracy minifigs and Mr. J Bricks collab. And like I said, you get the main minifigure, the backpack, and then an extra head. So let's get it on the stand and check it out. Penny is looking great with a very nice amount of wraparound printing with this custom molded and printed skirt piece with kind of plaid sort of school girl look, I guess. So that's very nice. Great to see the seamless design there. Same goes for the torso, honestly, with that shirt design. Again, with the sort of stippling, hatching sort of design to give her a somewhat drawn look. And everything is just looking very seamless, very as it should be for the detailing of the character. The arms are printed instead of dual molded with the white. Sorry, with the lighting, I know it gets a little bit blown out. Try and adjust it a little bit without getting rid of the rest of the detailing on the minifigure. So that's nice. And you can even see that there's a little bit of white printed on the torso underneath the arms to imply that there's a shirt underneath her more vest part. A little bit black for the tie. And I am really liking the balance of colors here where it is black, but there's the dark gray for the different creases and all of that. Same with the texturing, detailing like I've already been talking about. That just goes around the whole torso, which is nice too. Looks like it really is just the texture on the sides of the torso, which is fine. These are printed on official black mid-legs with a little bit of flesh coloring on them as well. Notice that with the dress piece, it makes it a little less secure on the body. But there you can see that. There's like a red sock outline above the shoe. A little bit of like a shoe sole on the bottom of the legs. On the inside, looks like no additional printing. So that is something to keep in mind. Not a big deal, especially with the shorter legs. I feel like you're not going to be able to pose it around that much to see the inside of the legs anyway. Something I've noticed that with this official piece is that the inside of the legs has like a little divot in it, which is normal. This is an official part. The Lego logo is on there, but I've never actually looked in there where the normal Lego legs are just flat. You can see as I know it's black, so it's a little tough to see, but you can see that there's a little bit of a shape in there. So that's interesting. I only noticed it for the first time on these legs. And I did check to make sure that it is normal, because I was just curious. Weird that is different than normal Lego leg. I'd say the flesh coloring on these looks pretty nice and is going to be pretty accurate to the actual plastic, maybe a little bit on the dark side since it is printed on black, which would be expected. And this actually has some nice texturing on the mold even, where you can see that there's just that little bit of extra texture, and I don't know what you would call that, but there's like layering of fabric. So it's not just smooth like a Lego piece would probably be. I'm fine either way, honestly. I don't have a specific preference on if it was just flat or if it has the extra fabric texture. Fine with me. Getting the face, this is an anime look, which is her actual design from the movie. Hairpiece is nice too, with a lot of nice texturing for the different layers of hair and accurate to the character. The fit isn't super tight, so you're not going to have to worry about that. And unfortunately, there's no second facial expression on this. There's a second head, like I already pointed out. But I feel like for her, she's got a ton of different facial expressions throughout the movie, so it'd be nice to have more options for different pictures. If you wanted to display her in different poses or different action scenes, I think that would have been really appreciated. On the face, there's like a little bit of those like reddish cheek lines. I do like the position of her mouth way lower on the bottom of her head, which is fitting for the anime-inspired design. Eyebrows very thin with a kind of cocked eye look there for more attitude and expression. And just as a package right now, I am liking it. We do have that extra backpack part that I'll need to toss on as well, so let's do that and switch out the head. And not only does this face have a different design, it is also in a more realistic look instead of having the anime eyes, which I guess is unfortunate. I would like both heads to be consistent or have a dual-sided face where one has one eye style, one has the other, so you can still have both expressions. I'm noticing with the backpack on, it's kind of weird that the hair doesn't actually clear parts of the mold. Right here, you can see that it is bumping the plastic, so I don't think it's pressed down all the way even. So that's poor design there. So as I like try and press it down, it usually kind of twists a little bit. Bad design. I do like the sort of aquamarine color here for the backpack, I guess, that bright blue-green. The cat design is fun. You get the yellow printing on the ears, or maybe dual molded. I'm guessing printed, but yellow, pink for the ears, the white for the pouch. Just overall, the design looks cool and is very soft and looks cute. That's just how I would describe it. You got the zipper, no printing out there to make it silver or anything like that, but all the detailing you'd want there. And the face, you get like kind of the fun winky eye, which is something that you would do in the movie, which again is why I would rather have the anime styled eye, because I just feel like that would fit this face a little bit better. But I guess it is what it is. If you want to have a more realistic face, you can use this one, or you can use the other one if you want the more movie accurate one, I guess. But good to have options still. I do like the backpack as an accessory. Probably could have even left that out and it would have been fine, but overall, very happy with this. Let's go to the comparisons and the final verdict. Pulling out the Spider-Verse collection here just really reminds me of how much I love this movie and of course this minifigure selection, especially just pulling out this Peter B. Parker every time. Detailing's great. And this line of characters in the movie definitely works, and especially in minifigures where they have the different styles, the different textures and all that, I think just goes to make the minifigures stand out a ton more and just make them so much better in a collection. Definitely goes for Penny here with the level of detailing on the skirt, on the shirt, or I guess the vest, I should say, and just the very cool hairpiece that just makes her stand out a ton, where it is a little bit more stylized for that anime look, of course. A little bit of extra texture, a little bit of more poofiness as it sticks out in different areas and just the shape overall. Having the two different options for the faces definitely helps, where you can have her in the more stylized comic-y manga look or in a more natural setting, which is something that works a lot for Peter here with his unmasked looks. When it gets to the comic suit, that one ends up being a lot more animated style with the different textures all over, like I already said. She's going to look great next to the original Phoenix Customs Miles here based on the first movie, again, where he just has all the little extra dots and everything to give him more detail. And I'm so excited to see her interact more with the Across the Spider-Verse crew, where I've reviewed the Jaka version of Miles from that movie, of course, as well as Spider-Punk. And even with these official minifigures like Spider-Ham, I think he's perfect. He could fit in the movie universe, could fit in the comic universe. He's just going to be all around great. I think that is probably one of the better Spider-Man minifigures that Marvel, or I guess Lego, has done, where just is perfect. It wouldn't really change anything about that. And same goes for Noir, where the translation from comics to movie just was perfect. Minifigure version of him, also exceptional. I don't think I really loved the version of Gwen I got here, but it is a decent minifigure. Glad to have a more detailed version because the Lego one's a little bit lacking with no printing on the arms or the legs, which is just going to be how it is. That's not something they typically do. Would love to see like a shoe piece of some sort that just goes on the bottom of the feet, but not a thing right now. Feels really good now. I have the whole lineup of the main characters. I guess I could start collecting the villains if I really wanted to, but I don't really think I care that much. This was kind of the lineup I wanted. Getting to the second movie, maybe there were some characters I would still be maybe interested in, but also feel like I'm kind of burnt down on some of these superhero minifigures. I was just good to finish a complete team, which is kind of what I'm trying to do when I do get my custom minifigures, where try and get the official ones when I can, especially for this crew here. And this was really the last character from the movie that I needed. I'll probably design a mock for the Spider-Bot to go with her, but it wouldn't really fit in my minifigure case, of course, so probably going to have it in its own area. But loving everything I got here. So glad that there are custom companies to kind of supplement this, because other than the set, I guess, that is coming out that is an official tie-in with Across the Spider-Verse. You know, Spider-Verse has been kind of left out, where there are some coincidence releases like Gwen and again Noir and Spider-Ham, where they did toss them in a set, just hit or miss, and I'm just glad I can expand my line. If you want to see more custom Lego Spider-Man or custom Lego Marvel videos overall, check out all the content on my channel. I have been Brick Radiap, and I'll see you in the next video.